I'm here at the nature preserves around Cleveland.
Time out. Alright, to speed this up, this lens is meant to photograph birds and wildlife that are fairly far away. I'm curious as to see what my aquarium fish would look like, and I spent 5 minutes explaining this when I could have said it in 5 seconds. Alright, on with the show.
If we challenge that, let's see what we can get.
So before I show you what that looks like, I've been away from this tank and actually my whole fish room for about 7 days. It's a mess. Usually my water line is right there. I usually leave about 2.5 inches so the rainbows can't jump out. Working pretty well because I still have all the rainbows accounted for here. I kind of want to show you what the top looks like here. There it is. You got a lot of stuff that just dried out and just died. A lot of the pinnatifida just came out. Here's a rotala living just fine. You can see the lilies pop up on this side, so the rainbows hide under that, and then the CPDs hide in all of that over there.
Look at all those cherries right there.
A lot of evaporation since then. That's about almost 2 inches of evaporation, so that means my water skimmer is nearly at its end right there. There's a lot of algae up front, so I'm gonna clean this up. Never really showed how I did maintenance on this, so let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what the 200-600 millimeter actually looks like when filming fish. And we'll take a look at downstairs because that's quite of a mess too. So first things first, you gotta have the freaking python. So I'm gonna put this outside. So I direct all the water outside where the grass is, so the grass gets a nice watering. I'm gonna unplug the canister filter here. Next, I'm gonna turn off the power head and the CO2 and the light in the back, so just the one click of the button. If you guys haven't watched that video, I'll link it down below or something. Next, we start siphoning out water. Really simple. See, I sucked up a little cherry shrimp there, so I'll grab the hose, let them get out. I'll grab my skimmer here and I'll go wash it in the sink and clean it out. All right, so I have a lot of calcium buildup here, and so what I'll do is I'll have this algae scraper, which is actually a razor blade at the end there. Get some water, wet it up really nice, and then just start scraping away. This is probably very boring for you guys. And in the back, you can't really see because of the frosted background, but you know, I know it's there. Okay, next up, we get one of these. You can buy these at Aquarium Co-op for $1 each. It just gets rid of the algae so well. The sides are kind of the hardest to do because all my equipment's on this side. That's a good water change right there. So I make sure all the water is out of these hoses. I'll take my little camera and show you how to connect the rest. It's gonna be hard to do with one hand. So what I'll do is I'll grab this, put it right here. I like to put it right here because the skimmer's right here and it kind of locks in the water change thing. I know you can buy a hook and everything, but that's how I do it. So we'll go back over here and hook this up to the sink. My kitchen's a mess because I'm actually making some pho. It's a Vietnamese noodle dish, very delicious. All right, so I'll hook it up here. This thing is always connected to the sink, and my girlfriend gives me kind of crap about it, but you know, my old roommates used to give me crap about it too. It's just, if you're not a fish keeper, then it's not really useful, right? So I'll start testing the water. And then just switch that, and then the water goes back over there. So we'll go over there. All right, we got that filling up. Let me go get some dechlor, which I put over here for some reason. Oh yeah, because I changed the water in this tank. And I use the Complete right here by Fritz because of this easy squirt bottle. So we sell that at Aquarium Co-op. And yes, I do work for Aquarium Co-op, so I am biased. But look how easy it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. That's it. Next I'll do is we'll get the Easy Green. 4 squirts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 squirts of this. Easy Iron. 2, 3. So this is easy iron right there. And then pretty much just wait until this fills back up. I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. While the tank is feeding up, I kind of do like to feed. Today I'm feeding extreme spirulina crave flakes, and everybody eats it. So I'm gonna help a lot of these lily leaves resurface, because some of them are underneath the branches here. Don't want them to die out, because I actually do love them a lot. If you're asking what's producing all these beautiful lilies, it's actually a banana plant. I knew they produced lilies, but I didn't know the leaves get that big and that colorful, and they're just like exactly what you think a lily would look like. Get all this water up here before it dries and leaves water spots. And then I'll plug in the canister filter. Which is already running. I don't even need to prime it. Awesome. All right, guys, so here it is, the 200 to 600 millimeter overkill for this whole project, but I don't know, we're just doing this for fun, so who cares? I have a light on top of the tank over there, kind of shining a little light on the left side just because there's not enough light because this thing has a high aperture, and I don't want to go into explaining all of that. So this is what this looks like. So this is 200 millimeters right here, right? And this is an A7R4. It's a full frame, so it is the full 200. This is 600 millimeters. So that is really punched in. Look how far I am. I'm about, I don't know, maybe 10 feet. And the real, purpose of this camera is the 61 megapixels. That means it's 3 times, it's about 3 times than what I'm filming with right now. And the only way we can get to see the 61 megapixels is to take a picture. All right, we're gonna zoom in here and then take a few pictures of this rainbow. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanna show you what they look like. I'm taking a few pictures of these shrimp down here. I got like 3 or 4 pictures. Now, we're gonna bring this into the Lightroom. I'm gonna adjust a few things, and I'm gonna show you these pictures now. All right, so before we wrap it up, let's go downstairs into the Swisky fish room. Obviously, my name's not Swisky anymore, Jimmy Gimbal. Let's turn on the light so you guys can see me. Let's start over here with a turtle. And we had a turtle right here. I just fed her. Lizzie's tank has gotten a little bit out of control. Obviously, the Hongsloi is still looking beautiful. Look at that. That is a beautiful fish right there. A lot of this is growing out and not getting any light, obviously, because it's kind of dying on top. So that's that. This tank is going a little bit out of control. We got a lot of hornwort. I put in the hornwort just because, the Galaxy Madacas, when they breed, they attach the eggs to something that's floating. So here is the shell dweller tank, a little bit dirty, worse for the wear. But back there, you can kind of see a baby daffodil. Back there, a lot of daffodil babies right here. Usually there's another batch of yep, there's some babies down there. And here's the king of the tank. Nice Similis. Look at this, a mess of a tank. These are the Coensis. They're other shell dwellers. Still living in here. Look at this, this has gotten crazy. Look at all that algae. Just gone for like a week, and this is what happens. I'm pretty sure the CO2 got turned off, or maybe because there's not enough fertilizer in there. Actually, the CO2 looks pretty good. Actually, let's show you this tank. Shout out to Agno Aquatics for carrying this tank and selling me this tank. He gave me a really good deal. He actually gave me this to talk about the Aquatop. What I really like about these Aquatops, because they have a red nano light, it helps my camera when I'm filming, the white balance in my camera, because I set it on auto. Actually, right now I set it on 5500, but it doesn't fluctuate from tank to tank. Huge shout out to Aquarium Co-op. Right there, you can see the pink flamingo, and I think that is a kind of a crypt too.
plecos did have babies. They're back there somewhere. And there's some small ones. These are from Randy from Aquarium Co-op, and I actually have a really cool picture of these guys that I took with the 61 megapixel camera. I'll show you guys that right now. All right, on to the next one. We have the 20-gallon here that's just, you know, getting out of control. I really love this tank. Oh, just the duckweed's kind of making me angry. And then the Ricky is kind of taking control of everything. Both those things are just contagious to a tank. The other tanks, this is the guppy tank. I'm gonna sit down because I actually want to see how these guys are doing. There we go. So these are the Vienna guppies, and tank is kind of, you know, getting a little algae bloom. I just gotta do a couple water changes. I just really hate the light that I'm using here. It's one of those cheap Aquaneat lights. It's just, as you can see, it's just white and blue, no red whatsoever. So the coloring is a lot different. And here we have the two derpy goldfishes. Not much to see here. That is the fish room. I'm sorry you haven't uploaded in a very long time. Just been going through a lot of crap, and I don't know. Check you guys on the next one. I don't know when that is, but it will be soon, I hope. Take care of yourselves, stay safe out there, and just live a good life. All right, be kind to each other. See ya.